Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Raw Law Unfiltered with your host, the DUI Guy Plus. We are going to continue the Sarah Boone murder trial. As you can see, my camera is not as sharp as I would like it to be because my uh, other camera phone died for no apparent reason. I thought I had it set on charging, but we're just gonna have to make do with what we've got. So anyway, we are waiting on the court. There is a lunch break until 1:30. It is 1:30 right now, but I don't imagine they're going to be back immediately. So this morning, you guys, has been absolute murder. Um, I mean, we started at 9:10 ish. They put on the defense closed. The defense not closed. They closed their case. That is, they concluded their case in chief. The prosecution started their rebuttal with one witness, an expert witness, a psychiatrist. I mean, we've heard five at most useful sentences from this woman other than her background. And for 3 hours this morning, it has been nothing but bickering, back and forth, objection, 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 objection. This witness is not even that good. The defense is making her out way more important than what she should be. I mean, they had a deposition as part of this trial this morning. They've had the judge have to literally ask the defense, like, what is your basis for your objection? Give me a legal basis. And he couldn't give him an answer. There was another point where the defense attorney was like, Owens, he was like, oh, yeah, I forgot what I even said. I'm like, dude, this is your objection. This is your time to shine. Like, make it. And then when the judge is like, you win. Okay, you win. There's a discovery violation here. What would you like to do? He's like, I'll just address it on cross examination. Something I've been screaming from the beginning. And finally, he's like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Judge. I fought this long and this hard for no reason. Because I like wasting the court's time, and I like wasting the prosecutor's time, and I like wasting the juror's time, and it's time that my client doesn't have to sit in jail, Judge. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, this is an Aura ring. I actually had to order a new one because this one started to battery started dying on it very quickly. But anyway, so that's where we are. That's where we are. I was hoping we would be halfway done with body camera footage by now, but at this rate, we're moving at a snail's pace. We are not going to get through the footage today at this rate, honestly. Yeah. When Amber's lawyer objected to her own questioning, I remember that. Objection. That was your question, counselor. Those were the good old days. So, we're waiting for the court to come back. We're waiting for the court to get back in session. They should be coming back from lunch any minute now. Zinnia's taking a shower. I haven't had lunch. I'm still sipping on my morning coffee because I'm trying to wake myself up and it's impossible. I really, really, really want to get to the body camera footage and the text messages. Am I still in contact with James? Yeah, James from court. Yeah, we text each other from time to time. So let's see how long it's going to take care of Ms. Expert Witness today on to finish. She's on cross, I believe. Yeah, she's on cross because the prosecutor objected. And they had to let the jury out. I mean, the jury must feel so frustrated. Out of the 3 hours of morning court, they've spent a grand total of 5 minutes inside this courtroom. I'm not joking. 5 minutes. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, please. The jury has spent a grand total of 5 minutes listening to testimony out of 3 hours. It's been 2 hours and 55 minutes of objections and testimony outside the presence of the jury. Prove me wrong, chat. It's an absolute nightmare. Six and a half minutes. Really? Mr. Hendry is back in jail. Why am I not surprised? Probably in Indiana. God bless this man. I represented him in a case in Kentucky, and we ended up winning it. But he had a bunch of stuff in Indiana. Oh my God, yes. If Karen Reed, when Karen Reed gets back in court, I'm absolutely going to cover it. Zinnia's right here. Zinnia's behind me. She just took a shower and she's back with us.
We are back on the record. Case number 2020 CF 2603, State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Let me get appearances for the state.
I was just in court last week.
William J. for the state.
Defense.
James Owens for the Boone.
A prosecutor called me the day before trial. Man.
Ms. Boone is seated at counsel's table wearing the same clothing from this morning. Are we prepared to bring back in our jury at this time, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll make another motion. Judge, I had a chance to read this transcript, and I'd like to draw your attention to a few pages.
Which transcript are we referring to, sir?
The October 4th, 2024 deposition of Dr. Tanya Werner.
Okay. Yes, sir. I have it in front of me.
May I sit?
Yes, sir.
I'm referring to page 38 at the very bottom, line 21. Answer, I need to go through my notes and think about it and process it. But I had other depositions, as you were aware yesterday, so I had to prepare for those and go through that. So I had not had time to process through all of my notes prior to this deposition today. Page 39. Line 2, well, doctor, I'm not trying to inconvenience you. You know, the judge set for October 7th for jury selection. Line 5, she answered, okay. Question at 6, but I don't anticipate your testimony would be until later, you know. Maybe we could discontinue your deposition and then reset it when you've got time to review. Because obviously I'm not going to want to take your deposition and then you have other opinions that are not going to be covered. Then at 13, Mr. J says, what is your position? And at 14, Mr. J, conducting discovery after the jury trial starts is completely unacceptable to me, so that's my position. If she needs to issue a supplemental report, or if there becomes a need for a second deposition, then we can address that. But it would be my position that we need to get this done because the state doesn't have any appellate rights once the jury is sworn and jeopardy attaches. Line 23, Mr. Owens, well, you obviously understand my position. I'd like to finish the deposition today as well. But if she is holding out that she may have other opinions and other diagnoses after she has had more time to think, review the paperwork, then obviously that creates an issue. The witness on line 4, page 40. But if that happens, I can bring that forward and then you can add to your deposition at that point. If my opinions change after having reviewed further. Line 8, Mr. Owens. Mr. J. Line 9, Mr. J. I think you need to plow ahead. This is our time whether the court reporter is prepared to give us a transcript by the end of the weekend. And if something needs to be amended, then she can A, issue a report, and then B, if you need to take a deposition, an abbreviated deposition on the limited subject matter she is not prepared to testify about on today, then we can do that. But the notion of halting a deposition today that is set for 3 hours and then doing a 3-hour deposition during trial, especially after jeopardy is attached, is not what the state would do. Line 23, page 40. Mr. Owens, I'm not suggesting that, Mr. J. I'm suggesting that we just said at the very beginning. I'm suggesting what you just said at the very beginning, which is let's finish. But if she has some supplement, then I would want to take a brief second deposition as it relates to any new diagnoses or opinions. Then Mr. J goes, I think he gets confused about an issue relating to a diagnosis of an adjustment disorder or anxiety disorder. So we get down to the bottom of page 41, line 22, Mr. J. Okay, so on this topic, if something new comes up, then we can address it. But if we have other topics to depose her on, then I would suggest we go on. And then page 42, line 1, Mr. Owens, I agree. And Dr. Werner, just let the state attorney know. I know that you may be, we are on short time. If you do review your notes over the weekend or whatnot and formulate any other opinions, just let the state attorney know and we'll address it. Line 7, the witness, absolutely. That was our understanding. I've been ambushed by a new opinion.
Sorry.
That I was not made aware of by any kind of report. I was not notified by Dr. Werner. I was not notified by the state attorney, William J. I first heard about the opinion when she testified to it, and I objected to it, relating to imminent threat, the ultimate issue of fact. I moved for a total dismissal for prosecutorial misconduct.
Oh, dear mother of God.
And here's the other reason it's denied. Page 38 of the deposition, specifically that you made reference to, starts at page 21, line 21. The question preceding that is important. Question 14. So from my understanding, when you just said was, yeah, I agree with general anxiety disorder that she had been diagnosed with. Answer, no. I said it would be generalized anxiety disorder versus adjustment disorder, and that I hadn't had time to fully formulate that opinion out. This entire conversation pertains to those two issues, anxiety disorder and adjustment disorder. Has nothing to do with PTSD, nothing to do with battered spouse.
But Judge, we go on, and I see what she's doing, that she's saying, hey, I got jammed up. I had a deposition yesterday. I didn't really have time between the evaluation and the deposition 2 days later. She had a deposition in between to really think about it, really review my notes. So as a catch-all, I said on page 40, if you have other opinions or other diagnoses after she has more time to think and review the paperwork, then obviously that creates an issue. So yes, that was initially what she was talking about specifically, but I realized what she was saying was she was going to have to reflect on a lot of these opinions. So
That's respectfully, sir, that's not what it says. That's specifically in line with the anxiety disorder versus adjustment disorder. That was the entire topic that was being conversed with. Now, later in the deposition, there are references, as I believe that I identified previously. Give me a moment. On page 59, line 22, question is asked, okay, and do you intend on expressing any other opinions other than what we've spoken about here today? Line 25, no. I will answer whatever questions I'm, moving to page 60, line 1, asked. Page 60, line 11. Well, let me just start with 2 because it gives it more context. Question, well, I'm asking now. I mean, you're the expert. I'm not. You're the one that's evaluated her. You're the one that's given her the test. I don't know the field like you do. You know the field. I understand you've said, hey, I want to think some more about, hey, I want to think about this some more. I want to review my notes some more to see if, but in terms of right now, without any further reflection, without any further answer, yes, sir, question, reading of the notes, any other opinions that you think you could express in any form or fashion with all this experience, almost 1,000 jury trial or 1,000 trials you've testified as an expert. Anything else that comes to mind that may be an opinion that you might express in Sarah Boone's case? Answer. Anything else that I'm asked with regard to her diagnosis come into play with regard to her case, I guess? Question. What other opinions do you believe you're qualified to express as it relates to Sarah Boone and the facts and circumstances relating to this case? Anything with regard to her diagnosis, I guess. 61. Of those 4 things we mentioned, line 2, correct.
And Judge, the 4 things were mentioned were related to the anxiety disorder, the narcissism, the battered spouse, the alcohol use disorder, which are in the pages 58 and 59. But the overall thrust of that was any other opinions that were expressed. That was in good faith what we were doing. I would have, like I said before, I would have never taken her deposition. Once she said I hadn't finished my analysis and I may need additional information, just like he said the other day, Dr. Harper, if you get those additional medical records, Mr. Owens, about Jorge Torres and give them to Dr. Harper, then I'm going to want to take her deposition again. The same rules apply. Why would I take her deposition when she hasn't finished?
Because the court ordered you to take her deposition because there were concerns about being able to have all of this done prior to trial. And you had concerns about what she was going to testify to. And the court set a scheduling order as to when, how, where, and the deadlines for those depositions to be conducted.
That prosecutor should have let me know. If he was going to ambush me at trial, I should have known beforehand about a new opinion that Dr. Werner was going to express, especially related to battered spouse, post-traumatic stress, and whether or not there was an imminent threat at the time of this event.
And the courts addressed that. Court did exactly what was required by binding precedent by the 6th District Court of Appeal and held a Richardson hearing, analyzed the 3 factors as required by Florida law with regard to those, and gave you the opportunity as a cure. And with regard to your request to strike or dismiss the case due to prosecutorial conduct, the case law by the 3rd District Court of Appeal filed April 10, 2024, State of Florida versus Denninghoff, Denninghoff, and I can provide you a citation momentarily, states that dismissal is an extreme sanction to be used with caution and only when a lesser sanction wouldn't achieve the desired result. Specifically, dismissal of an information or indictment is an action of such magnitude that resort to such sanctions should only be had when no viable alternative exists. There were multiple viable alternatives, including but not limited to my request, an inquiry of whether or not you wanted that struck, and the instruction to strike that opinion, which you demurred and said, no, I want it for cross-examination. And I gave you the opportunity twice to depose her here in open court, which I oversaw with regard to any opinion that she, based on the proffer or any other opinion that she would be offering today. For those reasons, the court is not going to exercise its discretion and strike due to the extreme nature of striking a criminal charge and for the adequate remedy that has been provided to you. Is there anything else, sir, we need to address?
May I supplement the record?
Yes, sir.
Judge, this deposition did not end on page 40 or 41 or 42. Mr. Owens took a direct examination of this deponent for 68 pages, and then it was turned over to myself for cross-examination during the deposition. Beginning on page 75, I asked the deponent, what did the defendant say about the murder? What she said on page 78 was that starting at line 13, and she said there was a suitcase and some clothes that had gotten out to donate, and they were trying to get that together. It was on the floor in the living room. And that, as she was coming down the stairs, she saw him kind of slipping into the suitcase as a hiding place. As she said, I saw him in the suitcase and I zipped him up and we were laughing. She said then he said he couldn't breathe, and I remembered feeling I couldn't breathe when he was choking me or sodomizing. And I was angry and I shook the suitcase. I lost control of the suitcase and it flipped. And she goes on and on about what happened. Defense counsel was there. He heard this testimony that there was no imminent danger presented at the time that she began getting angry, shaking the suitcase, hitting him with a bat, so on and so forth. And he didn't ask her that question after she had specifically instructed him, if you need an opinion of mine, you've got to ask me the question. It's unfair to experts to be thrown with this catch-all provision of please tell me any opinion about this case that you may think is relevant. Well, what the doctor may think is relevant is different than perhaps what counsel thinks is relevant. So it's really an unfair criticism of the state and probably more likely self-reflective that this deposition, this opportunity to ask about this obvious issue did not occur. So that is what I would like to supplement the record with. The deposition was substantially longer than page 41 or 42, where it's acting like it's concluding and, is there anything else? The state would just submit, I understand very well what my ethical duties are. I do not have any ethical duty to provide him an unrecorded statement that is not inconsistent with prior testimony. This doctor did not give me any unrecorded statements inconsistent with her testimony. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I'd like to add on page 79 that Dr. Werner claims that Sarah said he put his 2 fingers out and I hit them with a bat. So there was rule of completeness, but for him to say that that's not standard operating procedure when you're taking a deposition of an expert.
Mr. Owens, I've ruled, sir. I understand your position. However, the questions that were specifically asked, which gave rise to this, specifically pertain to opinions of PTSD. I'm not going to rehash any and all of those things. The record speaks for itself. The court has ruled. Your motion for dismissal of the charges is denied. For the record, the citation that the court relied upon with regard to Denninghoff is located at 388 Southern 3rd, 10055, located at pinpoint 1057, Florida, 3rd District Court of Appeal, April 10th, 2024. With that, are we ready to bring back in our panel?
No, sir.
Okay.
Did you just say no, sir?
Earhart's Florida Evidence 2023 edition, volume 1, Charles W. Earhart.
I've already, let me tell you how you're going to rule on this, sir. I'm going to allow you, as I set up here at sidebar, to go into the facts that she relied upon and what it is that she utilized. I'm going to allow you, sir, as I set up here at the bench before the lunch hour, to go into those opinions that she didn't offer here today. And on rebuttal, Mr. J, I'm not going to allow you to stand up and say, may I voir dire, that wasn't one of your opinions today. You can address all of that in redirect. Is that clear?
Clear to state.
Judge, let me just.
Oh my God.
Because I had several.
What you had inquired of me, Mr. Owens, up here was that you wanted to go into these other facts, medical records, text messages, statements. And you said, if I can't do it now because he's going to object, I'm going to call her and assert rebuttal. And the problem, as the state pointed out, is that you can't use her as a conduit to admissible evidence on direct examination. And that if you want to do it, you got to do it now. And your argument was it goes to her bias, it goes to her credibility, and that you're permitted wide discretion on cross-examination. I agree with you. I agreed with you before the lunch hour. My ruling hasn't changed.
Okay, let's bring in the jury.
I'm going to absolutely allow you to go into those things.
I appreciate that, Judge.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to readdress was.
I'm sure Sarah's loving this.
I'm taking care of it, Counselor. Give me a moment. Yes, sir.
Judge, and I'm referring to Earhart's treatise, section 9.703, opinion on the ultimate issue. I'm on page 933. Testimony in the form of an opinion or inference otherwise admissible is not objectionable because it includes an ultimate issue to be decided by the trier of fact. And in that section 703.1, it talks about that opinion testimony is not inadmissible solely because it includes an ultimate issue to be decided by the trier of fact. The provision is equally applicable to expert and lay witnesses. The jury has the power to accept or reject the testimony of expert or lay witnesses and is not bound by their conclusions. Merely because a witness expresses an opinion to an ultimate issue does not compel the jury to find the facts to be true. The jury will be given the opinion. The jury will give the opinion as much weight as it feels the opinion deserves. Then it goes on. The abolition of the rule against opinions on the ultimate issues does not mean that all other opinions are admissible. Witnesses will be prevented from expressing their conclusions when the opinion only tells the jury how to decide the case. Witnesses will be prevented from expressing their conclusions when the opinion only tells the jury how to decide the case and does not help the jury to determine what occurred. For example, a witness cannot express his or her opinion as to the guilt or innocence of a criminal defendant. And I'm on page 940. 703.1 still. When a witness is asked to express an opinion that applies a legal standard to a set of facts, which Dr. Werner did, the opinion testimony is generally inadmissible. The danger is that the witness will apply a standard or definition which is different from that defined by the applicable law. The application of erroneous legal standard results in the opinion testimony being misleading and not helpful to the jury. For example, An expert cannot opine whether a nursing home was negligent in its care of the decedent.
It's exactly what we spoke about at council's table.
I know, Judge, but if you go on, it says an expert may not be permitted that a truck driver drove in a grossly negligent manner, whether the sheriff's conduct was unconstitutional, whether certain waters are navigable, whether the defendant's action constituted misapplication or concealment of funds, or the legal obligations of the parties to a contract, whether the testimony of the expert is a permissible factual conclusion, or the impermissible application of a legal standard or definition to a set of facts is sometimes a fine distinction involving a large measure of discretion with the trial judge. For example, the admission of expert testimony that certain investments, it goes on.
I am so bored.
However, the witness expresses an opinion about the intent of the accused. The opinion, this is important, one of the important sections. However, if the witness expresses an opinion about the intent of the accused, which Dr. Werner did, the opinion has not been permitted. The distinction drawn by the courts as to when this type of opinion testimony is admissible are often not clear. Section 90.703 does not permit a witness to testify to legal conclusions or express an opinion upon questions of substantive law. This expert testimony regarding substantive legal principles may not be helpful to the jury and may create confusion if an expert testifies in a manner that is different or even in conflict with the testimony of an opposing expert.
But the citations, respectfully, counselor,
But if I could finish.
respectfully, counselor, the citations that you're referring to are not at issue. Fluellen, error to permit arresting officer to testify that a quantity of cocaine possessed by appellant indicated that he possessed with intent to sell, which is a specific element of the charge in that case. Gamble, officer's expert testimony with the amount of drugs found in defendant's possession was inconsistent with personal use and therefore intended for sale was inadmissible. 644 Southern 2nd, 1376 for Gamble, and Fluellen, 703 Southern 2nd, 511. The Dinkin case that I read says this is acceptable. If a psychologist or psychiatrist can testify that someone is not mentally defective or was mentally defective, that's on all fours with based on what the defendant had said to this expert. She was not in imminent fear. Now, I don't remember exactly what was said, but it was along those lines, based as looking all those things, the totality of the circumstances of what, in my evaluation, on or about October 2, that the defendant had said to me as the expert, it's not imminent fear. That opinion is not inadmissible per the case law under Dinkins.
Judge, can I read a little bit more?
If you're just going to be reading from the treatise, I've already read it.
Okay, well, I just want to make mention, because it's talking about does not prevent a witness to testify about legal conclusions or express opinions on questions of substantive law. And I was about to finish this text, this section, when this testimony, and I'm on page 947, this testimony may also interfere with the function of the trial judge to determine the applicable law and to instruct the jury thereon. As we know, we're going to do battle over the jury instruction on justifiable use of deadly and non-deadly force. The testimony from Dr. Werner, and I wrote it down. She said, based on what Sarah Boone told her, she was not facing imminent risk of harm. That invades the province and function of the trial judge to determine the applicable law and to instruct the jury otherwise, which we haven't even done yet. You haven't made findings of law about which instructions apply. That's what she did, Judge.
Your objection's been made for the record. The court previously ruled on this matter. I appreciate the additional argument, but the court's reliance on Dinkins remains. Just because 9703 speaks for itself. So your objection is overruled as to that issue. Anything else we need to address, Mr. Owens, before we bring back in our panel?
No, sir.
State?
Nothing. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, let's bring back in our panel.
Thank you. Lordy, Lordy. You guys want to take bets? How long is it going to take until the first objection?
You can just stay where you are, Counselor. Just wait for them to come in.
I'd say 45 seconds. Any takers? By the way, chat, let's not badmouth other streamers and other YouTubers in the chat if you guys don't mind. Not cool. Don't do it.
Jury's heard.
$2.2 seconds. That's none your business.
State, you recognize our jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you recognize our jury? Thank you. All could be seated. Members of the jury, welcome back. Juror number 2, back row. He's already ready.
We're still on cross.
See, those hands are raised. You know what's coming. Y'all complied with the court's instructions, right? Thank you. Record reflect all hands have been raised. Mr. Owens, you may continue your cross-examination, sir.
Wait, he didn't ask if they recognize the jury.
Dr. Werner, I don't want to rehash it, but just for the jury's sake, would it be fair to say that the text messages that you were forwarded by the state attorney for you to review, you did not deem to be relevant to your evaluation?
Right, they demonstrate.
Amendment's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Now, from what I understand, when the state attorney sent you the information, they did not send you any videotapes.
Correct,
So you have not reviewed any videotapes in this matter.
correct.
The suitcase videotapes, either one of those you have not reviewed,
I have not seen them. Correct.
or any body cam videotapes you have not reviewed.
They're described in the police report.
My question is, have you viewed any of the body cam videotapes relating to this incident?
I have not seen them. Correct.
Prior incidences between the two of them, have you reviewed any videotapes, body cam videotapes of any prior incidents?
I have not.
Have you reviewed the audio tapes related to some of the questioning of Sarah Boone?
I have not.
Have you reviewed the autopsy report?
It's described in the incident report, but I did not see the actual autopsy report.
Now, you're aware that we have called two experts, Dr. Michael Brannon and Dr. Julie Harper. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you're aware that they are forensic psychologists,
That's correct.
and you are a forensic psychiatrist.
That's correct.
So they didn't go to medical school and you did,
That's correct.
and they don't understand medical issues, so to speak.
Why would you admit that like that?
I don't have an understanding of what they understand medically.
Do you recall telling me that they don't understand medical issues, so to speak?
They haven't been to medical school, but I wouldn't understand their medical knowledge.
If you would look on page 22 of your deposition.
Objection collateral.
Approach.
Objection collateral. Well, no, it's impeachment. I think this is proper for the defense. So the prosecution is trying to get the defense to stop asking the fact that it's basically a collateral matter. It has nothing to do with anything related to the case or the evaluation of Sarah, but it was still,
Objection's overruled.
yeah, I agree. He can ask.
Dr. Werner, have you had a chance to review your deposition on page 22, starting at line 7?
Yes.
Could you read down through line 11, your answer?
Yes, I'm talking about psychologists in general, not with regard specifically to your experts, which is what you were just asking me about.
Okay, but you would agree, your opinion is psychologists typically do therapy, but they don't prescribe medication or understand medical issues, so to speak.
Correct. But I wasn't specifically talking about your experts, which you were just asking me about your experts.
Okay.
Specifically.
How long was that?
I said I
5 minutes?
I didn't know what their specific medical.
That's what you said under oath, October 4th of this year.
Correct.
Sustained.
Yeah, that's argumentative. Just be cordial. Come on, Owens, you got this.
Now, is it fair to say that the majority of your work is in the field of competency to proceed and guardianship evaluations?
Actually, the majority of my work is in patient care. I work 7 days a week on the crisis stabilization unit, actually treating patients.
You work 7 days a week.
Yes, sir.
So as a forensic psychiatrist doing forensic work, the majority of your work in that area is in the field of competency to proceed and guardianship evaluations.
As a forensic psychiatrist, correct. As a psychiatrist, I work 7 days a week on the crisis stabilization unit.
And where is that unit?
It's located in Lake City, Florida.
So you work there 7 days a week.
Yes, sir.
And then you also do this forensic psychiatrist work doing competencies to proceed and guardianship evaluations.
That's part of the what comes under the umbrella of my forensic work. Yeah.
No, this one is the
That's
psychiatrist.
the majority of your forensic work.
Yes, that's the majority. That's the most common cases that we're asked to.
And then next in line would be sanity at the time of the crime.
Yes.
So you would make a determination and submit a report to the court as to whether or not a defendant, an accused, is legally sane or not at the time of the offense.
Yes, that's correct.
Is it fair to say that you also testify weekly as a treating physician through Baker Act Court?
Yes, that's correct. Every Thursday, we have Baker Act hearings with regards to our individuals who are being held in our crisis stabilization unit.
Is that in Gainesville or Lake City?
No, sir, that's in Lake City.
Now, Lake City from here is north of Gainesville.
Yes, sir. It's approximately 40 minutes north of Gainesville.
Now, I believe you said you've testified in battering spouse situations in court approximately 5 to 10 times.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you often refer to that as intimate violence cases?
Yes.
Now, my understanding that after you had a chance to evaluate my client, Sarah Boone, I believe you evaluated her 2 days before the deposition, so it would have been October the 2nd of 2024.
Correct.
3 weeks ago.
As to your diagnosis as it relates to her, do you believe that she suffers from a generalized anxiety disorder?
No, sir.
Now, you're aware that she was previously diagnosed prior to you evaluating her. She was previously diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder.
She told me that she had previously been diagnosed. I did not see any medical records with that diagnosis in it, but she told me that she had previously been diagnosed with that.
Did you attempt to secure any other records to us?
Sustained.
Yeah. It's not her job.
Did you diagnose her with an adjustment disorder?
I did diagnose her with an adjustment disorder.
Do you believe that if she was diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder, it's really not that, it should be an adjustment disorder?
A lot of the symptoms overlap for the two diagnoses, and we see that quite often that the different diagnosticians or physicians come up with different diagnoses based on a conglomerate of symptoms. So it's not uncommon for the two diagnoses to overlap based on the symptoms.
Do you agree back on October the 4th, 2024, when I took your deposition that you could not make up your mind at that time whether she suffered from generalized anxiety disorder or an adjustment disorder?
I had not made a clinical decision at that time. I hadn't reviewed all of my documents at that time.
When did you make a clinical decision that she suffered from adjustment disorder as opposed to generalized anxiety disorder?
It was probably within the next week when I was reviewing all of the, going through all of the documents in her interview more thoroughly.
Dr. Werner, did you agree you did not notify me?
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an improper line of questioning, Owens. I was with you until you started. There's a better way to do this, man. If I were you, I would simply come at it from an angle of, you previously testified at your deposition that blah, 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 blah. Is that correct? Yes. And today you are telling us blah, 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 blah. Is that correct? Yes. So were you lying then or are you lying now? And let her answer. Let her weasel out of it. That's it. It's really simple. And then I'm so shocked he still hasn't asked the fact that, look, you spent 2.5 hours with this woman. 2.5 hours. And are you familiar with the Goldwater rule? Are you aware that you could potentially be violating the Goldwater rule? Do you understand how the Goldwater rule works? That you're like bordering on violating the fact you're diagnosing my client from the armchair based on documents, based on information that has been provided to you, that the experience that you've had with Ms. Boone is very limited and is very narrow in scope and is insufficient. As a clinician, you would agree, especially being a psychiatrist versus a psychologist. You went to medical school. Build her up, make her what she wants to be. You are intelligent, you're smart, you're experienced, you're knowledgeable, you understand these things, and yet you're violating your own rules and training and education.
Objection is sustained.
The Goldwater rule does not allow you to diagnose.
Dr. Werner, you agree that when I took your deposition on October the 4th, you had questions, in all honesty, about whether or not you felt like Sarah Boone suffered from a generalized anxiety disorder versus an adjustment disorder?
I was leaning towards adjustment disorder secondary to her being in the correctional setting, and I think I said that in my deposition. I didn't know that I had enough information from her because I only had information from her. I didn't have anything in the medical records to support generalized anxiety disorder. So I wanted to review that.
I'm just learning it now as you testified here today.
Sustained.
Is this the first time you've let the parties know that this is your opinion?
That I believe that she has generalized anxiety disorder?
No.
Or that I believe that she has
Adjustment disorder.
Adjustment disorder, yes.
Okay, nobody cares, Owens. Nobody
Now,
really cares.
From your evaluation, you determined that she had a personality trait,
That's correct.
and you felt like that she had a grandiosity issue,
Yes, she has a narcissistic personality disorder trait.
a trait, one trait.
Correct.
Do you agree a lot of people have one trait?
Yes,
Okay. A lot of people have a grandiosity trait
that's correct.
that are not narcissists.
But I never said that she was a narcissist.
Oh, now she's correct. See, Owens, you're walking into her field. You better be careful with your word choice. This is her territory, Owens.
Is it your opinion that Sarah Boone has alcohol use disorder?
Yes, that's correct.
And are you forming that opinion based on Sarah Boone's admission to you that she was an alcoholic?
I'm going to refer to my notes. She has a history of being diagnosed with that. She also acknowledged to me that her use had been problematic.
So you formed the opinion that she suffered from alcohol use disorder based on the history that she presented to you at this evaluation?
It was based on the totality of the information that I was provided. So the medical records demonstrating that she had been diagnosed with it in the past. Her ex-husband in his interview in the police report described her as an alcoholic in her description of herself having a problem with alcohol.
And do you acquire a tolerance over time if you drink on the regular?
That's one of the criteria.
Do people also have a genetic tolerance for alcohol?
They may.
Now, as it relates to battered spouse syndrome, would you agree that that is a recognized syndrome in the psychiatric community?
Yes.
And you have heard no criticisms of that syndrome?
No.
And you would agree that's a subset of post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes.
And you would agree that Lenore Walker first developed the theory of post-traumatic stress syndrome?
Yes.
I think at the time of this deposition, you were not sure you knew Lenore Walker.
I don't recall that.
All right, look at page 54.
Approach.
Goes to her credibility. Goes to her credibility. I would overrule the objection. Again, collateral objections rarely work when you're attacking a witness's credibility. Yeah, it's collateral to the issue of the case and the expert witness's testimony, but if Owens can show that she doesn't know the science behind post-traumatic stress disorder, like she forgot who was it's like, I don't know, it's like asking, if you're a history major or something like that, and you're testifying about history and being like, well, can you remember what year Napoleon Bonaparte was a general? And what year he actually became emperor. And if you can't answer that, I would start doubting your credentials as a historian, unless you're a historian that specializes in the Civil War. Then in which case that question is completely irrelevant. It's the same thing here. Like, post-traumatic stress disorder is something that she should know. And I guess she was asked about it at the deposition, and she probably couldn't remember who the originator of post-traumatic stress is. The reason she's smiling is because, like, it's so stupid. Like, who gives a damn who's the originator of post-traumatic stress? And if she can't remember it off the top of her head, maybe she learned it at some point. It's something you would imagine somebody would know, but is it relevant exactly to the issue? It goes to the heart of credibility. I come back to the original point. It goes to credibility, I suppose. So you can use it to attack her credibility. But I still think it's weak. It's not in any way, shape, or form going to affect the jury's decision on this case.
Objection is sustained.
And the judge is not even going to let him go into that direction.
Dr. Warner, do you recognize
that?
Lenore E.A. Walker's book, The Battered Woman Syndrome, as an authoritative treatise on battered spouse syndrome?
I do not, because I have not read everything. I haven't read it, and so I can't say that I agree with everything in it.
Is it clear to you that Sarah Boone was involved in a violent relationship with George Torres?
Yes,
You agree that there was a violent cycle that occurred during that 3.5-year relationship that Sarah Boone had with George Torres?
it's been described that way, yes.
Would you describe it that way?
It's been described that way to me, yes.
Do you have an opinion?
Sustained.
Do you have an opinion that that was a violent cycle between Sarah Boone and George Torres?
It's been described that way, yes.
Do you agree that George Torres was the abuser and Sarah Boone was the victim in that?
It was a volatile relationship. In the police report, her ex-husband actually describes her as being the aggressor.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to show you
you opened the door, Owens, you dumbass.
what's been identified as Defense Exhibit I. Have you ever seen this photograph?
I have not.
You see the injuries on Sarah Boone?
I do.
Objection, this is the wrong witness to bring this in, but
Show you Defense
Sure.
Identification H. You see this photograph?
I do.
Have you ever seen it before?
I have not.
You agree that's Sarah Boone?
I do.
Are you
What does this
aware
have to do with
that George
anything?
Torres
yeah, there you go.
Sustained.
Thank you. Why didn't you object the first time, dude?
Let me show you.
Yeah, you never asked that last question, Sunshine's Nana. That's called one too many questions, right there. You say that for
Did you
closing.
ever read anything about George Torres using a curtain rod as a weapon against Sarah Boone?
I don't recall that specifically.
Identification F. Have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
He still hasn't asked her, like, how on earth can you, a psychiatrist, diagnose someone in
Have you ever seen this photograph?
180 minutes? That is the biggest question here.
Identification D. Have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
Have you ever seen a videotape relating to this photograph?
No.
How do you not ask
Identification A.
that?
Have you ever seen this photograph?
No.
You're a medical professional. You went to medical school. You treat patients 7 days a week. And you saw Sarah one time. One freaking time. One time.
Now, I believe at the time of the deposition, you had spent I think on October the 2nd of
Oh.
2024, you had spent 2.5 hours evaluating Sarah Boone, and about half of that time was giving her a test.
Please.
The mental status examination takes approximately 5 minutes.
Okay. Did you go through her entire history of abuse over the 3.5-year period within the 2 hours and 20 minutes that you had?
No.
Now, I understand that you indicated you may take a couple more hours to go through your file and your notes and to come up with your conclusions. Did you do that?
Yes.
Have you spent any more time on the case other than that 2 hours?
I re-reviewed the documents.
Have you made any other attempts to go see Sarah Boone anymore?
There you go.
Sustained.
Well, ask it differently. Ask it differently. Come on, dude. You can do this. Come on, buddy. I believe in you.
You agree that your opinions are subjective, not based on authority.
They're based on my education, training, and years of experience.
And you would agree they're your subjective opinions.
Correct.
Would you agree that Sarah Boone suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
I do.
Would you agree that battered women's experiences affect their perception of imminent danger?
They can.
Would you agree that victims of repeat violence may fear death in a situation others would not?
They may.
Because someone suffers from battered spouse syndrome, they have a heightened sensitivity to danger.
They may.
That was good. That was really, really good. He made the expert look. He kind of flipped her at the end there.
You agree
You should have started with
people suffering from depression and anxiety are predisposed to getting into a relationship with a partner who may be violent.
They may. Each individual is different.
Are they more susceptible to getting in a relationship if they suffer from depression and anxiety with a violent, intimate partner?
They may be.
Do you agree that the DSM, I think you have it there with you,
Yes.
directs that the clinician should consider post-traumatic stress disorder if there was exposure to extreme stress? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Did you do any testing to measure whether or not Sarah Boone had post-traumatic stress disorder?
No.
Is it your opinion that Sarah Boone suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder?
Again, she did not give me enough information to formulate an opinion with regards to that.
So you didn't spend enough time with her because 2.5 hours is not enough. Finish the questioning, Owens. You're leaving empty space to be filled. The jury is still hungry, man.
You agree that an intimate partner who commits acts of violence, physical violence against the victim that could cause extreme stress in that individual?
It may.
You agree if that is the cause, the violence is the cause of extreme stress, that a diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder should be considered?
If they meet the criteria. They have to meet the diagnostic criteria.
You agree that there is a sense of learned helplessness when someone suffers from battered spouse syndrome?
Yes, that's part of the syndrome.
Do you agree that these women, these battered women, have learned the probability of receiving a beating, and they recognize specific predictive cues emitting from the batterers?
Yes, but it's not just women.
I understand, but you would agree the vast majority of intimate partner violence, battered spouse syndrome victims are women.
Yes, intimate partner violence, yes.
Excuse me?
Intimate partner violence, yes.
The vast majority, the lion's share, are women.
Yes.
These battered women have learned the probability of receiving a beating by recognizing specific predictive cues emitted by the batterers.
Correct.
And many times these predictive cues result in a high level of anxiety.
Yes.
And in that situation, the battered women may attempt to reduce through several different means, one of which is to avoid delaying the beating.
Yes. We talked about that with the cycle.
What is a basal instinct?
A Basel instinct? I have no idea.
Primal fear?
Primal fear is just being afraid.
Is that a natural instinct that animals have?
Yes.
Fight or flight instinct?
Yes.
You don't even think about it.
Correct.
Fight or flight, leave them in a suitcase overnight. There's your theory. Really?
Do you agree that victims of battered spouse or battered woman syndrome suffer from self-isolation, suicidal thoughts, and oftentimes substance abuse?
They may. Each individual is different. So they may.
And they may show signs of physical injury and illness, such as bruising and chronic fatigue.
Yes, those can be signs.
The syndrome, battered woman syndrome, is the psychological effects of living with an intimate partner violence. They may have intrusive memories,
They may.
or they re-experience past traumatic events in their mind.
Yes.
They have high levels of anxiety,
Yes. They may.
hypervigilant when something doesn't seem right.
They may.
It leads to this fight or flight response that we spoke about.
Yes.
They have problems with sleep.
They may.
They often go into denial,
They may.
minimizing what is happening to them,
They may.
numbing their emotions.
Some of them.
Disassociation. A battered woman may often develop a defense mechanism of being able to psychologically detach from their body during the traumatic experience.
That's on it.
Sustained.
Panic attacks, severe depression, very low self-esteem, poor body image, disassociation, learned helplessness. All these are symptoms of a battered woman syndrome.
Try to calm down, some vaccinated.
Sustained.
Yeah,
You
that was,
agree panic attacks is one of the symptoms of battered woman syndrome.
Sustained.
What are the symptoms of a battered spouse syndrome?
They can be numerous symptoms, from anxiety symptoms, mood symptoms. They can have psychotic symptoms. It can be any vast majority of symptoms. Substance abuse symptoms, any vast majority.
Do you agree fear is a symptom?
Yes,
Somebody in a constant state of fear.
maybe, yes.
In terms of the abusive partner, do you agree that they would hit the victim,
Some of them, yes.
kick the victim,
They may,
punch the victim,
they may.
choke,
Abuse takes all different forms.
choke,
They may,
burn,
they may,
destroy their belongings,
they may,
use weapons to hurt them,
they may,
threaten to hurt them, their children, or their pets,
they may,
take their car keys,
they may,
take their debit card,
they may,
take their vehicle,
they may,
control where they go and who they see,
yes, they may,
force them to have sex when they don't want to.
yes, they may.
Dr. Werner. know you spent a short amount of time with her and you're saying you didn't get some of the answers
Okay.
as to whether or not.
Stating facts.
Objection sustained.
If you'd have spent more time with Sarah Boone, could you have uncovered as to whether or not she suffered from battered spouse syndrome?
I agree that she met the criteria or that she had battered spouse.
How about post-traumatic stress disorder?
It's possible.
Thank you.
Any redirect examination?
Yes.
You may proceed.
Okay, you did good enough. Thank you, Q. Appreciate it, brother.
In your decades of experience, have you ever treated patients that suffer from trauma disorders?
Yes.
How frequently would you say you do that?
I have patients on my unit right now that I'm treating on a regular daily basis who have suffered from trauma.
How about patients that meet the criteria for battered spouse syndrome?
Yes.
How many would you say over the course of your career?
Probably 5 to 6 a month on my inpatient unit.
And that's a lot of months.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
Since 1998, when I began my career at the University of Florida on faculty.
Now, on cross-examination, you were asked about some diagnoses, correct?
Yes.
Any of these things that you talked about, narcissistic personality disorder, adjustment disorder, anxiety, battered spouse syndrome, any stress or trauma-related disorder. If the state wanted to ask you those opinions, would you have been receptive to more materials before making any opinions about those topics?
Yes.
And is it your testimony today that you don't have enough information to necessarily make a complete and proper diagnosis on any of those things since you have not been provided those materials?
Correct.
Now, you've testified that she does
So why
meet
did
the
you call her?
criteria for battered spouse syndrome.
Yes.
But you would be receptive to any evidence that you were provided, right?
Correct.
Going back to what you testified to on direct when the state asked you your opinion about this case, everything that you just talked about with Mr. Owens, does that change your opinion about whether or not battered spouse syndrome is applicable to the facts as Ms. Boone relayed them to you about this incident?
No, not at
And why is that?
all. Because again, she just.
Objection, Judge.
What's the basis? See, the problem that I have, I understand the state wants to put on their own expert because the defense put on an expert. But I think the defense expert did such a horrible job. You may not even need an expert of your own. You see, you need an expert of your own when, I mean, well, the gentleman, I think he did a better job.
Objection's overruled.
Based on your conversation with Mr. Owens, you've indicated that your opinion did not change, and now would you answer why?
Yes. So based on my interview with her, the way that she described the incident to me, and that they were laughing and having a good time, it didn't play into relaying any kind of triggers or any kind of trauma.
And I'm showing you what has been marked for identification purposes by the defendant as I. Does this photograph inform you as to what happened?
No.
Does it inform you as to who was the aggressor?
No.
H for identification, same questions. Does it inform you as to what happened?
No.
Does it inform you as to who the aggressor was?
No.
Same questions for G.
No.
F.
No.
E.
No.
He's destroying Owens with that whole
D.
breaking out those photos was so unnecessary.
and A.
Hmm.
If those specifics as to what happened and who was the aggressor is dependent upon the credibility of somebody, would you want to take into account all the things that can make a person credible or less than credible?
Yes, you would want to take that into account.
And you talked about alcohol use disorder. Would you take that into account if somebody is under the influence of alcohol or had been consuming alcohol when they relay a history as to things that happened?
Hmm. Uh, and it has been a very complicated and wealthy. A complicated. What was I trying to say? Why did I say wealthy? A complicated and lengthy. That's the word I was trying to pick. Complicated and lengthy day.
Objections overruled.
Would you consider somebody's alcohol use and level of intoxication in evaluating the credibility of them as a historian?
Yes.
And you were asked about whether or not you did any testing for post-traumatic stress disorder.
Correct.
And you didn't.
Correct.
You already indicated, however, you believe that Ms. Boone meets the criteria for battered spouse syndrome.
That's correct.
Again, that doesn't change your opinion that you gave when talking with me on direct examination.
Object, asked and answered.
Overruled.
Specifically about this question about the testing that you did not perform. Did this lack of testing have any change or effect on your opinion as to whether or not battered spouse syndrome applied to the facts of this case?
No.
You were questioned about insanity on cross-examination. You recall that?
Yes.
Would you agree that simply because somebody is mentally ill and meets the criteria for diagnosis such as schizophrenia, bipolar, any of those psychotic or mood disorders, that doesn't necessarily make a person legally insane?
Correct. The two are equal.
Likewise, even if somebody meets the criteria for battered spouse syndrome, does that mean every action they take against their intimate partner is justified?
Correct. That's not that they wouldn't be equal.
So even if you do have battered spouse syndrome, even if you are in an intimately violent relationship, that doesn't necessarily mean any action you take against your partner is justified.
That's correct.
No other questions?
State, can this witness be released?
Yes, sir.
Defense.
Just if we got a phone number, we can reach out to them.
All right, ma'am, you're released, potentially subject to recall. Thank you.
Thank you, Lordy.
State, you can call your next witness.
Judge, at this time, the state would move P for identification and evidence.
Is this a videotape or audio?
Welcome, Janet Sumrell. Thank you for joining on as a member. How are you doing? Not yet, Q. They still have to introduce the body camera and the text messages.
Statements P for identification and evidence.
Got it. Okay. Any objection to what was pre-marked as P? Counselor, any objection to what was pre-marked as P?
Permission of public?
No, he's offering it in evidence. Any objection?
No objection.
All right, what was pre-marked as P will be received into evidence without objection as states 21.
Statement V for identification, B as in Victor.
Any objections?
No objection.
What was pre-marked as V will be received into evidence without objection as states 22.
May we approach?
Yes.
All right, we got my good camera back. Finally charged up. So they're introducing, I believe, the body camera footage.
Members of the jury, it is 2:52 in the afternoon. The next part of the state's presentation are going to be some videos and other things that we read to you that may take a little bit of time based on the length of them. So we're going to go ahead and take our afternoon break at this point in time. Similar instruction I've given to you over the last couple of days. Please do not conduct any independent investigation or research if the person, places, things, or charge involved, and do not have any discussions with anyone or amongst yourselves about those things, and we'll bring in 5 after. Thank you.
All right, so we got a minute break. Got ourselves a 10-minute break. Next is video.
Y'all may be seated. Thank you. State, anything we need to talk about?
No, sir.
Defense? All right, we'll be in recess till 5 after. Thank you.
Oh man, what a day, huh? What a day. Lengthy, annoying, objectionable. What should have been an hour and a half turned into, including lunch, a 6-hour debacle. This woman should have been dismissed by the defense without notice. I mean, those questions about at the very, very end there, when he's like asking about all the symptoms, when Owen started asking about the symptoms, I mean, that was glorious. He made her look like a fool. But why did it take so long to get there? I think all that extra wasted time really diluted the effectiveness to the jury. The case is going to resume at around 3:05. I have to leave at 5. So if we go past 5 p.m., we're either just going to skip it or do it tomorrow morning. I'm leaning towards probably skipping it because hopefully we can get to closings tomorrow first thing. It's just never a good idea to drag these things out. You know what I mean? By the way, I'm gonna go see the that third Venom movie today. Have you guys seen the previews for that? I think it's premiering today. How do I think the jury will vote? Guilty. I think they're going to be a unanimous guilty vote. It's a little too easy. But yeah, the third Venom movie I think is going to be badass. He gets to like take over a horse. What do they not come up with? No, I haven't seen it yet, Wirtz. The body camera footage, according to the prosecutor, is about 2 hours. So if we start around, let's say 3:10, 3:15. Oh, I've seen Joker 2. Chandler and I, we were like, we love bad movies. So because judges decide penalty in Florida, I think the judge is going to give her life imprisonment. She doesn't deserve anything less. And then, of course, they're going to appeal and they're going to lose. How many times will Owen object to the body cam footage? There's really not much you can object to. They probably have already agreed what is going to be entered and what is not. Life is 40 years, probably. And then she's going to appeal and she's going to argue that she wasn't treated fairly. And the appellate court may find something. I don't see anything so far unless I missed something in the first 2 days. She should have taken the plea deal. There's Dumb woman. She would have already been halfway done with her sentence. Approaching halfway. She doesn't have any money to find a good lawyer that's going to be able to find like solid issues on appeal. Okay. Thomas Fisher, you bring up an excellent point, and I thank you for bringing that up. I did not watch the Casey Anthony case. Full disclosure. I know that from what I know, I think there was insufficient evidence to point to Casey as the killer. That's why she got acquitted. Remember, was it a baby in the trunk, right? Baby in the trunk theory. The biggest hangup, I think, for the jurors in the Casey Anthony case, yes, it was her daughter, but the jury wanted proof beyond a reasonable doubt that it was Casey Anthony who did it. But to prove first-degree infanticide, like intentional murder on a and by the way, I was supposed to say fetus, on a baby, is very, very difficult because, first of all, it is smaller and many people have access to that sort of small person, if you will. I imagine the prosecution had an enormous trouble tying Casey Anthony to the baby. That they're linked, like she killed the baby, the toddler. The baby was in her trunk, but anybody could have put the baby there. That's the problem. The prosecution, see, in this case, it's clear cut who the culprit is. Let's take a look. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Her defense was a little bit different. Casey Anthony was acquitted on first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and aggravated manslaughter of a child because her defense team successfully challenged the prosecution's evidence. The defense argued that Kaylee had drowned, meaning previously, in the family's pool, and that George Anthony disposed of the body. So basically, like Casey Anthony. So it was a car that George also used. It's not just about the jurisdiction where the case is being tried, Thomas Fisher. It is about the facts and defenses available to the defense. See, here the defense's arguments that she was battered by George and she retaliated, that Sarah Boone retaliated against George and kept him in that suitcase. Look, you're right. I don't know what a jury's going to do, but I don't think there is enough for an acquittal here. Because remember, acquittal also has to be unanimous. The defense team in the Casey Anthony case, led by Jose Baez, called much of the prosecution's evidence fantasy forensics. The case attracted a lot of public attention, and the Time magazine called it the social media trial of the century. Well, that was before the Johnny Depp trial. So maybe it took a backseat to that. Casey's acquittal was met with public outrage, with hundreds of thousands of people posting on social media. Casey Anthony's juror explain their not guilty verdict. Several jurors have spoken out in the past 7 years to explain why they declared Casey Anthony not guilty of murder. Generally, none of us liked Casey Anthony at all, one of the jurors said. But they did not give us enough evidence to convict.
Defense.
Jay Zolas for Ms. Boone.
Ms. Boone is seated at counsel's table wearing the same clothing from this morning. It's 3:05. We're ready to bring back in our jury, Mr. J.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense. All right, let's go ahead and stand and bring back in our panel.
This is what they said about Casey Anthony. It's right here. She seems like a horrible person, but the prosecutors did not give us enough evidence to convict. They gave us a lot of stuff that makes us think she probably did something wrong, but not beyond a reasonable doubt. So here, you really think they don't have beyond a reasonable doubt that she killed him? Or beyond a reasonable doubt that the battered spouse syndrome, it's an affirmative defense. So they've been pleading it since the beginning. I don't know. It still seems a little weak in my mind, especially with that damning video that I refuse to watch.
State, you recognize our jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, you recognize our jury.
Yes.
Thank you. You all can be seated. Members of the jury, again, do you comply with the court's instructions during our break? All right, record reflect all hands have been raised. Thank you very much. State, you may proceed with the balance of your evidence presentation.
Permission to publish what has been entered into evidence as 22, previously V as in Victor for identification.
You may proceed.
This exhibit 22 has 5 folders on it. It is a DVD. Going into the first folder, OCSO 18-067501.
Counselor, are these audio or video files?
This first one, Your Honor, is going to be a video file.
Okay, let's go dim the lights, please. Thank you.
And for record purposes, its file name ends with 0154-2.
You may proceed, sir.
Also, in the Casey Anthony trial, one of the jurors said that they saw the prosecutor as heartless and cold. Mechanical and cold, excuse me, not heartless. Mechanical and cold. And they called Casey Anthony's defense attorney The only one in the room, quote, the only one in the room who seemed to care. We talked about that in the jury room. So remember, it's very specific.
And he turned into a whole bunch of shit. Pardon me for saying that.
No. Go.
Pardon me for saying that, but like, oh man, he let loose on my ass tonight, and I'm not having it.
Okay.
I got kicked in the face. Okay. Kicked in the face.
That you know of, there's no guns,
No,
anything.
ma'am, no. I know, baby. You guys are doing your job.
All right,
No.
Sarah here.
Yeah, right here. Go get him. I swear to God, there's nothing you guys can be afraid of.
What's his name?
George.
George. All right.
There's nothing you guys can be afraid of. I swear to God, I'm done with that too. I'm beat the fuck out of me tonight. And I'm done with it. I have to go to work tomorrow.
What's up, George? You want to talk to us? What's that? Talk to you inside.
For the record, this is redacted.
Are the videos in States 22 redacted videos?
You see my eyes?
I do see your eye.
Fucking face.
Okay, tell me how it all went down from beginning to.
Yes, my love.
Okay.
Okay, so we were having a really good day, and we went across the street from Boone, and everything was feeling fine and dandy, and
It always starts out, we were having fun, we're having a really good time, we had a really good day, like,
came there
it's
and
the
got
same.
so mad, because I asked for a cigarette from another guy because he took my license, my debit card, and everything, cigarettes, everything, took everything.
Okay.
So I asked someone for a cigarette,
Mm-hmm.
and it happened to be a guy. So he walked in and got super pissed because I asked for a cigarette from another guy. I came home. Mind you, my car is across the street still. Okay.
So you get home, you go inside.
Man, let loose. Mm-mm.
Okay, elaborate. So you open the door. What happens from there?
I'm a whore.
He starts calling your names. Okay.
When I say ragdoll, you know what that is?
I know what a rag doll is.
Oh man, I was ragdolled.
Okay, but I need
In
you.
the face.
Okay, I need you to elaborate. Like, you walk into the house. Did you start arguing? He started calling you names. He said he was.
No, I walked out, I walked in and I walked to the back. I just wanted to smoke a cigarette and just go to sleep. I just literally would just smoke a cigarette, I'm gonna go to sleep.
And then as you're making your way to the back, what
I
happened?
got caught on the stairwell.
You got caught on the stairwell. So he caught you on the stairwell. And what, did he get in front of you? Started confronting you, telling you anything? What happened?
It was bad.
Okay, elaborate, Miss Sarah. I need you to tell me exactly what happened so I can help you.
My heart is like, I don't want him to get in trouble, but fucking tired of being beaten up.
I understand, I'm trying to help you out, but
I
I
know
need
you
you,
are, I know you are.
I need you to elaborate a little bit. So,
I swear
in the
to God.
stairwell,
Dragged me downstairs.
okay.
I went upstairs,
Mhm.
tried to get into bed. I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. I didn't make it to bed. I didn't make it to bed. He caught me in the upstairs.
Like in the hallway?
Beating the fuck up. That's all I can say.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, I see your eye, what, you said he kicked you in the eye.
That's what I see it. That's what it is.
Were you on the floor when he kicked you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how did you get to the floor? Did he push you? Did he pull you? How?
Normally what I do is, because he does it so often, I just go to the floor. So I'm pretty sure I don't really recollect. I went to the ground.
Okay. And then that's
I'm
when
so
he.
sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't mind. So you went down to the ground.
Yes, that's what I do.
Did he kicked you
That's
with
what I
what?
do.
You recall which foot?
You go down on the ground?
Right foot, okay.
Heel.
His heel. Okay. And you say you've been together for.
Because I asked for a cigarette. Because he left my ass in my car across the street.
Okay. You said you've been together for about a year?
And
A year and a half.
yes,
Okay. Live together, obviously. Okay.
I just recently went for a divorce. He's been there with me, he knows all those stories, blah, 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 but.
I know. I'm just trying to.
This sucks, and I have to go to work tomorrow.
Do you want the fire department to come out and check you
No,
out?
baby.
No? Okay. Do you want to press charges? You can smoke your cigarette if you want.
Can I talk to you though?
You're talking to me by myself.
I don't want to be please, let me figure out the police.
So you don't want to press charges? Okay. Do you want to fill out any paperwork? Do a statement? No? Okay. Smoke your cigarette, sit down, smoke your cigarette.
I don't want to be in trouble.
I know.
You guys have actually been out of your life now. Look at this shit. Look at this my shit all the time.
Did this happen today?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see it. It's ripped and I'm down there a little bit.
I just bought this yesterday.
I get it. Sit down, smoke your cigarette.
Pardon?
Do you think, no, it's fine. Do you have an ID with you? Is it in the house? Okay, we'll go find out.
I know my number if you want to.
Oh, that's perfect. Go for it.
C 500-791-77870-0.
870-0. Okay. First name is spelled S-A-R-A-H. Do you have a middle name?
Catherine. Kathryn.
K-A-T-H-R-Y-N.
RYN.
What's your last name?
Boone. B-O-O-N-E.
Date of birth?
10-10-7-7.
I get it. Make sure not to space my arm anymore. Do you have a telephone number?
407.
407
716.
716
8684.
8684. Email address?
SKP.
SKP underscore
1-800.
1-800.
@yahoo.com.
There you go. That's one.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I get it. I get it. Sit down, smoke your cigarette, try to relax a little bit. I'm gonna take pictures of you in a little bit. All right? No problem.
Sarah really likes the attention. She likes to be cared for because nobody really cares for her. It makes sense. She didn't have enough love as a child, maybe. No excuse, but probably fact.
Turning now to folder OCSO 19-054.
Can the parties approach just for a moment?
I think Sarah does suffer from kind of like a grandiose type personality disorder. Like she thinks of herself as much more important than she actually is. It's very likely that
All right, sir, you may continue.
who instigated all these altercations. Not all of them,
Within
but
this folder, the first thing that will be
George had a
published
clean
is a
record,
file
to
that's
be
an
better.
audio file, 911
Saying.
call _R1.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 Grand Square, apartment 3.
4748, what was the street name? I didn't hear you.
4748 Grant Court, apartment 3.
Okay.
Ain't nothing that I recall, but I did. He just beat the fuck out of me.
You said Frank Lane?
That's what it comes up as always.
Okay, and then what was the apartment?
3.
Okay, and what happened then?
He just beat the fuck out of me.
Who's he?
Jorge Torres.
Is he still there?
Yes.
Okay, where's he at?
Up in the bed. I'm outside.
Okay.
I did not fight back or
Okay,
anything.
do you need any medical attention?
No. I just have a lump on my head and I just got beat the fuck up. That's all.
Okay, what's your name?
Sarah. With an H.
Okay, and George, you black understand?
He's Hispanic.
What is he wearing today?
Oh gosh.
Just color shirt and pants, that's all I need.
I don't even recognize because he just showed up.
Okay. Do you have his date of birth?
February 13th, 78 to 1378. And I swear, look, I'm just going inside because he's not on leave and he's not supposed to be here. But he's here.
How long ago did this happen? About how
12
many minutes?
minutes ago.
Okay.
I'm done.
Yes, sir.
I can't do this anymore.
Okay, and I just need a description of you so that I can identify you when they get there.
I'm white. I have pretty blonde hair and blue eyes.
What color is your pants you wearing?
Am I?
Yes.
Black.
Black shirt, black pants,
Pink shorts.
pink shorts? And you're outside?
Please don't get me in trouble. There's no way that I can get in trouble for this.
No, just stay where you're safe. You said you're outside, right?
Yes.
Okay, does he have any weapons that you know of?
No.
Okay, and did he hurt you with anything, or was it only his hand?
Fist.
Just his fist? Okay. And you don't need any medical attention?
No, I always get over it, but this time I'm not getting over it.
Understood, okay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and send some help to you, okay? Anything changes, give us a call back, okay?
Wait, can I sit out front though?
Yes, definitely stay out front, stay out front. I'm sorry, I said
Okay,
this.
I'm gonna walk around the house.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Now publishing a video labeled 19-054917_BAT_DV.
Is that the day of? It looks like it's daytime. this is 2019. That happened in February 24th, 2020.
The call? What's going on? What's going on?
Really, Marco?
Hey, get out of here.
Yeah,
What's going on? You called?
I did.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what's going on?
How did you say?
Oh. We'll be shut. Is she still in there?
He's awfully, I actually got him off of his leaves because I don't want him here. And he shows this ugly mug over the wall all the time, and comes over and looks for me, and
Do you want to press charges?
what charges are you today?
Well, what's your relationship, man?
I guess boyfriend and girlfriend,
Okay, how long you guys been dating for?
like 2.5 years.
And that's a current relationship?
No, it's on and off.
No.
Because I can't deal with this shit.
Okay.
I'm sorry to.
When's the last time he stayed the night at your house?
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago?
and he's gonna get it out.
Okay, so why is he over here today?
Can't deal with suing me over, is what he told me.
Okay, so
I'm not allowed to leave it.
you're not.
Tell me what about now.
Okay,
He's mad because I went out with my girlfriend.
okay.
And she introduced me to another gentleman.
Mhm.
He's not a gentleman. He's not a gentleman. And he got his.
Okay, so you came over today, you let him in because you're gonna talk, right?
Yes.
Okay, then what happened?
Not really pissed. Really pissed.
Okay, so you guys start arguing and then
No,
what?
I didn't argue. I can't argue. I was just taking down his speaker.
Okay, so when you say taking down a beat, you're like, just trying for him, just so I know. What did he do to you? Did he push you? Was he slapping you? Was he punching you?
All of the above.
Okay, you have to kind of explain to me what happened. You have to tell me like
He's
step
the
by
closet
step.
doors.
Okay, so he threw you into the closet doors?
Everything.
Okay, you're upstairs, he threw you into the closet doors. Did anything break when he threw you in there?
Other than my head? No.
Okay, but you said you don't need the fire department?
I just have really bad luck. It'll go away because I'm used to it. It'll go away.
Okay, let me see. Where is it?
Right here.
You just put your head back a little bit?
There's a lump. Right here.
Okay.
Like you can feel it.
Yep, I see it. Do you have any other injuries?
No. I just, because he's not on the lease anymore, I know that he can't, I got him off the lease to not come over here anymore. And I'm trying to get him out of here. And he's over here every day. And I have a feeling he's going to come home.
Okay, so there's another exit to this apartment, so he could be gone?
There's the spot in my store, and I'm doing that. He's been a fighter for police, which I've done 4 times. You're the 4th one.
Okay.
He's gonna hop the wall, but I have a feeling he's upstairs now. Go get him.
Well, I'm going to, but I'm gonna have to try to get somebody else here. What's his name?
George,
George?
I'm sitting here.
Okay. And I have to ask this too, when's the last time you guys slept together?
Had sex
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks ago.
Okay. So, but you guys are kind of on and get off again, and you're saying as of right now you're off, but
Oh, I've
within,
been off.
okay, but within like the last 2 or 3 weeks you guys were dating.
Honestly, no.
Okay. But at least There was some
I didn't know he
expectation,
was.
there's an expectation of intimacy when he came over.
No, no.
But you guys, you said
Oh,
you
no. We were gonna try and figure it out. Oh,
But you want to press charges on us?
what charges can I press?
Right now, what he said, he just hit you with hands and feet and pushed you?
I got a heel on my face.
Okay, you keep getting upset with me, but you're not really giving me the information that I need. I'm asking you to kind of walk me through what happened, okay, because I don't know, I wasn't there,
I know.
okay?
Yes.
Okay, so all you said, you guys were upstairs, okay? But that means lots of different things. So that's why I need to know what
This
you
is
did.
why I have all of this over here, is because he continuously talks to me, and he strangled me multiple times.
Today?
Yes.
Okay. Did you start to lose consciousness or anything while you were strangling you?
I couldn't breathe.
Did you feel yourself losing consciousness?
No, I didn't lose consciousness, I just couldn't breathe.
Okay. But how long was he strangling you for?
Till I got him off of me.
Okay.
Look, can I tell you something before you call him whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I've been arrested before because I fought back. Look, I didn't fight back. I did fight back. So whatever he has or whatever it is, it's not me.
Did he hit you with any, like an object or anything?
No.
Okay.
He threatens me with a bat.
Today? I'm talking about today. Did you pick up a baseball bat and threaten you? Okay. Tell me about that. How far away were you when he had the bat?
I was in the
were you?
bedroom.
And where was he?
In the bedroom.
Okay. Was there anything in between you guys at the time?
My dog.
Just a dog? And how close was it to you? Couple feet, 3 feet?
3 feet.
Okay. And how was he holding the bat?
Threatening.
Like, what do you mean? Was it down by his side? Was it up like this? Like, how was it?
He said swing.
So he had up?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Did he say anything to you while he was holding the bat?
I dare you.
And what do you mean by that?
Because I technically left him 2 weeks ago, which is why he's still here now. And it's not because I have friends. I have friends. And my friends want me to get out of my gloomy, doomy bullshit. So they try to introduce you nice gentleman,
Okay.
whom he is not.
Okay. So he's holding the baseball bat, he's in 3 feet, you guys are up in the bedroom, and he says, I dare you. Okay. And you were scared, correct?
I'm so scared, so why I'm hiding behind my car.
Okay. I'm gonna go see if I can get him to come out. All right, if not, this is your place, right?
He's not on the lead.
Okay. And we
Don't
have,
come to the party in his rooms. I had taken off the lead.
okay. All right, hold
Sir, what is your name now?
on, O'Neill.
What? It's all right, celebrate.
10-4 Tommy. If there's anybody available, can I get 44?
Don't take me.
Hey, George? Hey, George, Sheriff's Department, can you come on out? Hold on. Hey, George, I can hear you. Come on up. George, Sheriff's Office, come on out. What's going on, man? Come on here, talk. What's going on? Talk to me. What's going on today? Do you speak English?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what's going on.
Why are you here right now?
Because she called me. So tell me, you want to tell me what's going on?
What? Did she really come?
Where are these cuts on your neck?
That's neither here nor there, no. Is she over there? Alright, record,
Did you want to talk to me about the cuts on your neck?
yeah, no, baby.
Okay, do me a favor, turn around. Put your hands down.
Why?
Where'd the video go?
Why am I getting cuffed up? Talk my second.
Why am I getting cuffed up, sir?
Sad that he would have been safer in jail.
Kind of 424, one is diagnosed here.
Why am I getting cuffed
Okay, come over here.
Yeah, why am I getting cuffed up?
We'll talk to you about it in a sec, okay? Any weapons on you?
No, I don't.
I like how making a difference is quotes on the police car. We're making a difference. Even they admit it.
You've been drinking today?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot or a little bit? Like, do you understand what's going on right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna read these, okay? I'm just gonna need you to answer yes or no after each time I ask you a question, okay? You have the right to remain silent, do you understand that? Anything you say will be used in court as evidence against you, do you understand that? You are entitled to talk to an attorney now and have him present now and at any time during the questioning, do you understand that? If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you without cost, do you understand that?
This is the prosecution, Zoo.
Do you desire to consult with an attorney first or have one during this interview? Yes or no?
That's why they're playing that.
If at any time hereafter you wish to remain silent and have an attorney present, all questioning will be stopped, you understand? Okay. Has anyone at any time threatened, coerced, promised you anything in order to induce you to make a statement? Okay. Do you understand these rights as I read them to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you wish to talk to me this time?
Yes.
Okay. So, tell me what happened today.
What is going on?
She said that you hit her and you choked her.
What? No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, she's got a lump on her head. How did she get the lump on her head?
I don't know. She just take me in. I don't know. Officer, I don't know.
Did you push her, hit her, anything like that?
No, not at all.
Okay, how did she get the lump on her head?
I don't know.
Okay, what brought you over here today?
I was trying to get my ID and my social and my birth certificate. And she's not trying to give me that.
Okay, but obviously you've been here for a little bit. I mean, your shirt's off, you've been drinking, so you didn't want to just come over here to get something. So like, how long have you been here?
For a while.
Okay. So what about what, so a while, like an hour or 2 hours? Okay. How long you guys been dating for?
Man, we've been together for 2 years.
For 2 years? Okay. Are you guys still dating right now, or are you broken up? Okay.
And I work right there at Ace.
Okay, so you came over here today, so for a while ago, an hour or two. What have you been doing since you've been here? Okay, so just spending time with her, and then all of a sudden she decided to run outside and call it out. Why would she do that? You don't know?
She's nice, dude. She's nice.
Okay, that's fine. But
As you can hear
what you understand, what you're telling me isn't really adding up. Because she gave me her side of the story.
what she said.
Maybe she's saying that you had it. That's all I need, it's
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm doing my job, okay? You just sit there and be quiet. I'll be over to talk to you when I can. Every time you start yelling, you're interfering.
She's the one that she just snapped out of nowhere. She's mad because she took me out of the lease. She took me out of the lease. And I told these guys of the lease, like, look, I can't cash my check. I can't cash my check without her. So please talk to her.
Okay, so you can order to talk to her about cashing your check?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you've been here for a couple hours. Okay, so what happened to make her run outside and call police? Because I'm seeing cuts on you and I'm seeing bump bruises at her. But you're not telling me what happened. And you're the one sitting in the back of a cop car right now.
I don't even know what happened.
Did she hit you?
All the time.
Who hit who first?
She does all the time.
So she hit you first?
All the time.
Who's today? I'm talking about today. You don't know if she hit you today? Huh? Do you have an ID on you?
She has,
She has it?
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you grab his ID for me?
No, I don't have it.
He said it's in the house.
No, I threw it in the bushes.
Where in the bushes? Because I need it.
Frank, love, whenever I Oliver, oh my gosh, the front door is open and I don't even know where my dogs are. Oh, here, find the desk. I don't have his ID.
You said you threw it in the bushes. Where in the bushes did you throw it? Could you please go look over there?
So what's happening?
It's in the back of the cop car. You said he hit you, he beat you, you have a bump. Okay?
I don't have it. You can look up here.
What if it was so? How twisted would that be? If that bump was self-inflicted.
Publishing portions of 19-054, or, pardon, 054917 _ BAT _ DV -2. For the record, it is about 47 minutes, 20 seconds long. State will publish 000 to 2 minutes and 19 minutes to 22 minutes. And all evidence will go back to the jury with a scrub computer.
That's the same day. Another cop arrives.
where were you?
His brother and his ranting mother came over here, so it should be somewhere in here if they didn't find it. I don't have it.
There's an item needed because it makes getting his information a lot easier if I don't have to keep asking him questions, so I can just get it out there.
I'm not making anybody go, then I could, friends, I'm not. I already looked through here.
Okay.
Jorge, get your stuff done over there, I'll get her started on all this, you know what I'm saying?
She also has my birth certificate.
Listen, she said that she threw it in the bushes, I'm trying to find it.
Is George crying? Sounds like he's crying.
If you're looking here, you will be needing it.
You told me I'm not gonna get one. I love you. I don't know what it is that you're asking me for.
Okay, maybe he didn't get to it yet. So I'm looking to see it around. Oh, yeah. It was the backside of this. If you get any more bruises that show up that you didn't see while we were here.
Can I show you all the other pictures that I have that I have documented?
He's going to jail for this, so the rest of that can't really do anything about. But if anything else shows up, you can go take that paper down to high
I
court.
don't have anything else because you're taking him down.
I
Put
mean,
him under the jail.
He's going.
Under the jail.
Okay. We're all set then.
What else I could show you bloody fingers and bloody faces and
Why is she
black
seem so
eyes.
happy?
I know, it sounds like you guys need to probably not hang out with each other anymore.
Hello,
I know,
that's
I know,
why I
but-
left him 3 weeks ago.
but this also isn't the first time, so, with both you guys, with the cops out here,
No,
okay?
I've had to lie to you guys 3 times.
And you shouldn't have to do that, so.
What?
Maybe the last time,
Now I'm not lying.
and I appreciate that, okay, and keep going, okay?
They're gonna come and tell me.
Who's that?
Just like I told the other sheriff, they're gonna come and tell me.
If you,
I want you to know that. Look,
if you're in fear, are you talking about
Yes.
family?
yes.
Okay. So
I want you to know, I am full blown. They're gonna come and tell me.
go down to the courthouse, okay, and get an injunction against them. Did you get the pamphlet for the victim's rights pamphlet? Okay, so you know that there's a place where you can
They're
go tonight?
going to come and tell me.
Okay, so you got the victim's rights pamphlet, you know there's a place you can go tonight then? It's in the
The
bed?
domestic, I'm gonna go sleep over her house,
Perfect.
neighbors.
You have any more questions?
Can I get going?
This one. I'm working. I didn't tell you that. Okay, have a good day. Okay, that's good enough. I know. Thank you. Okay,
I love it.
that's fine. Okay. Have a good day, man.
Look, and whatever the fuck he says,
Okay,
tell him
yes,
to
okay.
eat a dick. Hey.
Okay, have a good night. Okay, man. Thank you. Okay, have a good day.
Tell him to thank you.
Publishing video file axon_flex_2_video. It's the only one that starts with that name in this folder.
This is still June 15th.
well, why don't you come on over, you can give me a written statement about what happened. I have it over here by my car. Sure, just stay right there. Now, go ahead and get your stuff done over there, and I'll get her started on all this. You want to sit down in here? So you can write? Okay.
Mom! Don't leave.
Come on, let me call you here. Let's get this done.
I'm not getting arrested.
No, I'm getting a statement from you. You're not being arrested. So.
Okay, look, I'll come over and see you in like 5.
Come on.
Thanks, ladies. They know.
Let's get this done.
They know.
Okay.
Good.
Now, would you come in here so we can do your statement, please? And stop this. Sit down at the table and let's get your statement filled out.
He didn't believe I would ever do it. How much foot for? Is that okay?
Sure.
Never thought I would do it.
Did you have?
I'm not getting arrested.
No, you're not getting arrested. I've already told you that.
Yeah. It's on the couch. It's on the couch.
Just need your ID, please.
It's on the couch.
No, ma'am, I just need your ID,
Okay,
please.
look, I can write better on the couch.
I will give you the statement to write. I need your ID, please. I don't need to sit on the couch to fill this out. You can. I sit down all day, and I appreciate the offer.
Yes, it's comfy. I just came out, sorry. Thank you, God, he's gone. Oh, man, they're gonna come over here and try and kill me. I don't want you to know that. They're gonna come over here and try and kill
Who's that?
me. His, brothers and his mother and his father. They're gonna come over here and try and kill me.
Don't open the door for him.
It doesn't matter. They don't go out there and rant and bullshit and everything, and then they cause a commotion, and then I get complaints against me. Anyway, my name is Sarah.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Sarah. I'm filling this out just a minute.
What's your name?
Jeff, Deputy Brown.
Jeff. Well, did he get caught up?
He will be. Do you have a phone number, ma'am?
407-716-8684. I'm not getting arrested.
Nope, you're not. Did you do something you should be arrested for?
No,
Okay.
for the last time I fought back.
She asked that 2 times.
Do you have an email address, ma'am?
Sam, Kate, Paul, _1800 @yahoo.com. You can totally come sit down over here.
I sit down all day. I appreciate the offer, but want to get this done for you. A little more comfortable for me to stand and do this.
I can't tell you how amazing it is. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to say that. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Holy crap, the car is still there.
Okay, come on in and sit down so you can get this filled out.
Okay.
And what I need you to do is you'll just print your name right where that X is, and then I need you to just write the story about what happened today.
Print.
Yep, please.
Very bossy, very controlling. Even with a police officer.
So is this a husband, boyfriend? Are you guys married?
No.
How long have you been together?
2.5 years.
Was he drinking or anything today?
Yes,
Both of you?
I have.
Okay.
Bless you.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here's my artwork that is, but, because I do artwork, but
Okay, I need you to show us it. Very
I
nice.
do artwork.
Very nice.
I have a drink 17 years ago, and I do artwork.
No, nothing wrong with that. And who called the police? Did you call the
I
police? Okay. Call 911?
Yes,
Very good. Has this happened before?
3 times.
You say every
well,
time?
They're like, oh yeah, we're ready to statement, so know kind of who you are and what's going on.
So 3 times the police have been here? Was there ever,
Sheriff.
was it sheriff, were there reports written when they were here?
I'm not really sure about that, I didn't have to sign anything.
Okay.
Not worth it. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
not
I'm
really
about
sure what you're
The jail
saying.
suit her up.
What does it say? Can you read it to me?
You can make
Well, off the bed and being in the head and stuff, am I supposed to write all that?
Yep, everything that happened.
Forgot about that.
I'm supposed to write all that?
Yep, everything that happened.
All
Yeah.
that? You see my neighbors out there, because they know their children are going to come at the house and say, no, who he is.
What was your phone number again? 407?
716. 407 716. I'm not getting arrested.
Nope.
Out in the car still.
County charge $25.
Okay.
Could you give me 424 case number, please?
Stopping publishing at 10 minutes, 0 seconds on that file. Proceeding to third folder, OCSO 19-055572. Publishing audio file 911 call, dash first.
911, what is the location of the emergency? Well, I didn't have an emergency here at my place, but my boyfriend was arrested, I think, last Thursday. And he has a no contact form, and he took it upon himself to come over to my house yesterday and took the bike that I bought for him, which is technically mine, and also my debit card. So, and okay, he admitted to it. If he bought it, then it's a gift. He didn't. Okay, that's fine. I need my debit card though. Like I have my 8-year-old son coming over here, and I can't even buy groceries for him. Okay, then what's your address? My address is 4748 Branch, FRANTZ, K4. So what's your apartment number? 3? Your project number? 3? Okay, just to make sure I heard you right. Sure. Okay. Have you used anything else with the credit card? Yeah, he bought beer and cigarettes. Yeah. Alright. Sorry, ma'am, what's your name? Sarah, S-A-R-A-H. Secretary, call back to 407-716-8684. Yes, okay. And he's at his parents' house right now, so if you need the actual address over there or whatever, it needs to be done. I'm sorry, Sarah, what did you say? He's actually at his parents' house right now, so I don't know. Okay, well, we're gonna come to you first to make a report, okay? Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna get all this information in here, but consider it done to you. I need to, send it to you, okay? All right, so when did this happen? Yesterday. So, ex-boyfriend? Yeah, I mean, technically he's my boyfriend, but yeah, at this point he's my ex. All right, what's his name? George, J-O-R-G-E. Last Torres, T-O-R-R-E-S. Okay, by chance, do you know how old he is? He's 41. 21378. Okay, so please can recognize you, or you guys my first Hispanic? I'm white. So what color shirt pants are you wearing? Right now I'm wearing a blue shirt with white sweatpants. And there's a green pineapple on my door, because it covers up the 3. Okay. Do you have any weapons on you or in your home? No. I mean, I have a baseball bat, but that's just only when I'm here by myself, or me and my little 8-year-old. And you said the pineapple covering the 3? Yeah, the green pineapple covering up the 3 that says welcome. And I have a little bird flag out front. Okay. All right, Sarah, we're going to the next available WT, okay? No worries. All right. Thank you very much for your help. You're very welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, bye.
Publishing audio file 911 call -2nd.
911, what is the location of your emergency? I don't necessarily have an emergency. It's 4748 France Court.
4748, what's the street name?
I'm sorry, what?
4748 and the name of the street.
France Court.
And what's going on there?
It's no contact thing.
Okay.
He's over here again.
Okay, is it French?
Stop me penetrating.
Okay, is it French court or French court?
FRANTZ.
What's the appointment number?
3.
And what's going on there?
Too much.
Okay. What's going on?
Oh my, I don't know what my dog, she's deaf. Hold on a second, please. I'm sorry, hold on. Come on. No, you gotta go on this way. I'm sorry, hold on one second. I'm so sorry to take your time. No, get out. Oh,
Ma'am, what's your name?
Sarah.
Okay.
Get out of here. You pecked my pantry.
Hello? Hello, ma'am. Do you need a deputy?
No.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, what did you ask me?
Do you need a deputy?
No, not necessarily. I'm trying to get my dog. I have a blind dog and a deaf dog. I'm trying to get them in outside.
Okay, you're dialing 911.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't need a deputy?
He's here again. mine in full vouchers. Ew, urinated in my pantry.
And who's this person to you? Oh, ma'am?
Yes,
Who's this person?
regardless, you're gonna send somebody, so, I'm okay. Regardless. Regardless. I know how it works. I'm okay. That's not yours. Hello?
I'm still here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Okay. Yeah, so. What do you want me to do?
I think Sarah just sees the system as like reassuring her. That's all she wants from the system. It's reassurance.
Okay, you're just somebody to go with, so like, do what you gotta do.
All right, have a good day.
Publishing the one video in this file that starts with file line axon.
This is 3 days later. After that video that we just watched previously on June 18th of 2019.
What's up, bro?
It's you guys.
It is. So what happened? What's going on now? Did this just happen?
What?
No.
No.
I said earlier.
Oh, no, when I moved in, we dropped it.
So who called? So what's happening?
They're asking you, not me.
Yeah, you speak to him. I'll speak to you later. Come here.
Sorry. It's the same place.
So I'm guessing you called for a reason, right?
Only 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you do realize he's here though, right? Have you been drinking?
I had a drink.
Okay.
It was raining.
I didn't drink.
Probably at 116, by people only at Cornerstone Road, this is the manager. But the store manager just.
No, look at the door. Like, you know, I have my guy.
Okay, well.
This is here, just every direction, from the area, and one that's standing now. And tattoos all over, no shirt, no pants.
Yeah, after he's here.
Other one, tattoos.
Yeah, you can stay right here. You can stay right here. He doesn't know. He doesn't allow me.
Another black male, no description, bar,
After.
like, like in there, check this.
You have to. We left earlier. We respected your wish earlier. Yeah, we respected your wish earlier, okay? But he's here. Okay?
24 hours.
If you understand, that's the only reason. Yeah, I have to be able to go.
President,
You stay right here. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. You don't have to go.
Transfer proceeds occurred last night.
Oh, you can come back. It's not right. It's just sprinkling. It's okay.
Go in and put if you want to.
Yeah, you said.
Hey, but I'm literally begging you, no.
Yeah, but you know he's gonna have to. Stay.
Last week, we got into I guess a physical or whatever, I don't know. I got taken out of here without no shirt, no, shoes or whatever.
And then you went and saw the judge, right?
Yes.
And what did he say?
They're being on downstairs today.
The judge was like,
Was it a female or male?
female.
Female? Okay. What, you don't know what she said?
He was bad.
Yes. My head hurts. So easy. I'm like, no, don't grab. That's a dog. I know. No, this is a thin blue line. Right?
Okay. And what was written on there?
Stop.
I did not get it.
We're not gonna do it yet.
At all.
Did you get any form of paperwork?
I got paperwork, but I didn't get.
What was that paperwork for?
Paperwork was, X.
And what does it say?
No.
With who? With who?
With her, but she never said anything like that. It was just the judge that put it.
The judge is the one that matters, right?
Is it?
Is she? I believe so. She's above us.
Is she above her?
She's the judge. She's the law. Okay.
Guys, you guys want to take me in. I have no.
Is my other guy here? Okay. So here's the deal, man. Your paperwork says that you can have any contact whatsoever with her. Okay. And if you do, it's a new charge. Okay. So.
I like contact.
Alright. Have you been? Has she been drinking today? Have you been drinking? Okay. How long have you been here since?
I'm gonna be honest. You guys came here. She called me.
We know, because we went to your work of employment, and they told, and they told us that you just left. Yep, and we knew that she called you. We knew that. We knew she called.
Oh, it's just, she called me and said,
Yep.
Thursday coming.
You're correct. Okay, so you know what's gonna happen, right?
Yes.
Okay, stand up. Stand up, Rockwell. You can take one last puff.
Please?
Yeah, one last, go ahead. Yeah, just put it out real quick.
Wait, no, what?
Never make sure.
Relax. Okay? I want you to be off your head. I want you to know around that.
Right, you promised.
I don't think they promised you that.
I think it was earlier.
Well, that was earlier. This was in transaction. Right?
I didn't call.
You didn't say you called.
See, I told you.
But you did you call him earlier?
See, I told you.
Because he just told us. And we know, the store told us.
I told you. Wait, is there anything that you do?
You're good. You can stay right there.
No, is there anything that you not?
No, man, you know he has no contact order by the judge. He can't be here.
Okay.
All right, bud.
You need help for anything?
No, we don't. We have our information already. So here's what's gonna happen, bud. You're gonna take the ride back down, and because it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're gonna see a judge tomorrow morning. We'll see her today. It might be the same judge that gave me no contact order. Okay? That's it.
from here on out, but until that case is resolved, you cannot come here, okay, or have contact with her, even if she invites you, okay? She called us earlier, and told us that you guys had a no contact order, okay? She didn't want anything to start, but we told her because it's domestic, send us over to ask you, okay? So, all right, but just make sure he's got nothing on him. Hey, you have anything on you, right, bud? Okay. We'll make it as cordial as can be. Okay, we promise it, all right? Lisa?
I love you. Call Papa Mom. Hello, Kayla. Carol, call Papa Mom.
No.
It's all right, man.
Go, give me your mom some your photos. It's not there.
I don't know it.
You don't know.
Carol?
What's the charges against? So the domestic battery charge that you got hit with last week or whatever it was, he was given a no contact order by the judge. Okay, whether she invites him or not, I know. He knows he can't be here. So he was here this morning, and she called us this morning. Okay, he's now back, and he knows by the means that he can't get my contact. No, he gets a phone call. He's coming. Yeah, he gets when he gets in. Well, if you have a piece of paper real quick, you can get it for me, and we'll give it to him.
You don't know your mother's phone? She had.
If you can get it real quick, we'll give it to him.
Can I get his mother's number?
And make sure that.
Publishing from folder OCSO 19-078009. First item is a PDF of photographs. Second item is the single video starting with Axon.
August 2019. Thank you for sharing your opinion in the chat, Thomas Fisher. I've been watching from afar. But if it would behoove you to know exact facts rather than...
Oh, I have been here.
Yeah, I thought you looked familiar.
Because the last time I was here, you guys had a fight bar. And
No,
homicide.
No, we
Or
haven't.
he came home from a bar, someone came home from a bar. Hey, who's that? What, hey, George?
Yeah, watch out for the blind one. Is she there? She's dead. Can you just pick it up? No problem.
What's going on tonight?
You didn't think I'd call.
Go, sis. Okay, come on, George. Off couch.
No, they're not staying on there.
Okay. And then you think this is playtime?
No, baby.
Sarah, are you serious?
Yeah, I don't want to be punched in the neck. Told you I will not hesitate.
Setting up your board, one
Alright, come on in, because they're all gonna talk outside the street. What gloves?
Oh, he's nice enough to extricate your shoes from last time.
Ma'am, you want to get your ID from me?
Yeah,
Sarah, you see?
Am I allowed to put my doors in about?
Yeah, you can. I'll be right back with you.
we're gonna go pop down here. Can you grab the paperwork?
Yeah. You sure you don't want me to watch it?
You can, come on, that'll work too.
She's the one that hit me, and I'm the one that gives life to her.
Did you say she's the one who hit me, and I'm the one something something?
Well, let's just get down to the bottom of it, okay?
Alright. George, I wanna talk to you, I wanna ask some questions. I have you in handcuffs, so I've gotta read you something real quick, okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Alright. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used in a court as evidence against you. You are entitled to talk to an attorney now, have him present now, or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, will be appointed for you without cost. Do you understand these rights as I've read them to you? Okay. At any point hereafter, you wish to remain silent, have an attorney present, all questioning will stop? Do you understand that? So even if you want to talk to me at first and you change your mind, just let me know, okay? Alright, has anyone at any time threatened, coerced, or promised you anything in order to induce you to make a statement? Have I promised you anything? Have I bribed you? Have I said, hey, if you tell me, give me a statement? Has any of that happened? No, okay. Do you understand these rights as I've read them to you? Alright. So, what were you two fighting about tonight?
We weren't fighting at all.
Okay,
That's
what are you fighting? I'm gonna take that in there so that, huh? Okay, I'll take the statement and get the statement done.
Oh, with him?
Huh?
From him?
No, for her.
Okay.
That way you fill this out while you're 10-12 with him.
Sarah.
I'll get her information from her.
Mhm.
Okay, listen. Why is this so empty? What up? Okay, can you explain the bruises she has? Those don't come from nowhere. You did it all the time, but you're not. How does it do something to her? You know, you're going to defend, no. You just said it wasn't the defense. So if you get rid of it, you get rid of it, set up, you figure you can set it. That's fine. Sarah? No, you say that. No, they're not gonna be cool. I think you're quite. What happened?
Sitting on 2220 million, no means an hour ago. Today, 6 complainant, 3028 Riverdale, 3028 Riverdale, an hour ago, via text message, code 323.
Sorry about that. Sarah, stop coming for it. It's not welcome down there. I know, but I'm not gonna change things. I know why. Because you got a tunnel. Without a battery. And when I try to get the straight story, you don't want to give it to me. I'm saying this strictly. You got your chance. All right. I've tried. All right. And now that you're going in the back of the car, you want to give me a story. It doesn't work that way. I've been nothing but polite to you, trying to talk to you, trying to get straight answers, and you're beating around the bush. I'm not. Yes, ma'am. Do not start kicking and banging on things, okay? Sarah, what's your phone number?
So let me explain something to you guys in chat who are trying to figure out if you could possibly acquit a person. Like, let's say George got into the suitcase on his own, zipped himself up. Sarah had no idea that he went into the suitcase, never came across it, never, just got drunk and fell asleep, woke up, next day he's dead. There'll be no crime committed. But the problem is, Thomas Fisher, is that she was a willing participant once he was in the suitcase and once he began pleading, I cannot breathe. Even, let's assume for a second, he did everything himself, got into the suitcase, zipped himself up, whatever. She still is the only person that is capable of releasing him. And you yourself admitted that is at least manslaughter. She is not. Hey. She's not 100% free and clear of culpability. You're right, but for that video, that is exactly what happened. But we have that video, so that's exactly not what happened. So you just made your point.
Fifth folder, OCSO 19-079759. First file is a PDF starting 48-2019.
He's not innocent in any way, shape, or form in this.
Second file is an audio file, 911 call, publishing.
It's not technically an emergency, just, you guys have been there so many times before. I'm not there, but I'm just trying to go home.
What is the address?
4748 France Court,
What was the street name? Brant's Court?
France. F as in Frank, RANTZ as in zebra.
Oh, is it France?
I don't know if he's there or not. I'm sorry?
Ma'am, is it France Lane?
I'm guessing so. It's France Court, but it always comes up as France Lane.
Okay, what exactly is going on?
I would like to go home, but I can't go home because he's there.
Okay, do you have some sort of restraining order against him, or
He has a no contact.
is there an apartment number?
3.
1 second.
I'm at my former husband's house right now because I can't go home. I don't even know if he's there or not. He was there earlier, but I can't go home.
Okay, so do you want us to do a standby with you?
What do you mean?
Like, escort you to the residence, or that, I'm not understanding what you would like.
If I could please, can you guys go over there and just see if he's there? I'm pretty sure he locked me out earlier, so I think he's probably there still. I'm not going over there with him then. I'm not.
Okay, does he live there?
No.
Okay, so how is he inside the residence then?
He has a key that he took.
Okay, so is he breaking into the apartment?
He's not breaking, he's already in the apartment. As far as I know, I don't know, like, if he's there or not. He knows where I had my key.
Okay, what we can do is we can meet you a block away from the residence and go with you to the residence.
I don't know. I tried calling him to ask him to leave if he's not already. So I have my 8-year-old that I'm trying to watch out for right now. So I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I just want to go home.
Okay, if you want to go home and you're not sure if he's there or not, we can meet you when you're about 5 minutes to a block away and go with you to make sure he's not there.
Okay, well, okay. I'm about to be honest with you, kicked out of my apartment because you guys get called so often, and the brigade comes and this, that, and everything, and the neighbors complain about everything. I'm trying to avoid that. I just want to go home.
Okay, regardless, the deputies are going to go to the apartment, whether it's with you, what I'm suggesting you do, or it's what you want to do. Just have them go to the apartment. So regardless, people are going to see that there's deputies going to that address.
Okay, so when I called you guys like a couple of days ago, and they didn't make not a ruckus, but they made it incognito, which is what I need, because I'm going to get kicked out of my place.
Okay, when we do a standby, ma'am, all we're going to do is accompany you to the address and the deputy to make sure that he is not there, and then they will leave. If that's all that's going on in this situation right now that you're calling for, it's not going to be like a big deal.
And what happens when he is there?
If he is there and you don't want him there, you can have him trespass. They're going to make sure he can leave. I mean, if he does not live there, like you're saying, and he should not be in there, you can trespass him. You already have a no contact order with him. They will remove him.
Okay, well, there was an altercation earlier, and I'll be honest with you, there was an altercation earlier. So that's when he came in, the altercation happened. So that's when I left. I fled, barefoot. Now I'm at my former husband's house.
Okay, would you like the officers to meet you where you're at right now?
I don't want to get arrested.
Making that noise.
I don't, because I fought for myself and I have my 8-year-old and I just want to go home and sleep in my own bed right now. But I did fight back.
Would she like not want officer involvement?
Okay, well,
Who
I
must
mean,
call?
if you're wanting us to meet with you or go to your house, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. If they're either gonna arrest anyone, arrest you, arrest him. That's all up to the deputy and what he concludes from the situation that's going on. So it's right now, it's just up to what you want to do right now. If you want to do a standby, we'll accompany you to the residence. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really just what you want to do.
I know. I think I have to take my son to school tomorrow. I just.
Or what I could do is I can have the deputy call you about the matter. If you want to speak to a deputy directly, and if you want to do that first before having us respond out there.
Yes, please.
Okay. What's your name?
Sarah?
Hold on a second, Sarah.
Thank you for your help. Actually, more ways than one.
And is a good phone number for you 407-716-8684?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to set up a call for a deputy to call you over the phone. So you can talk to them directly and see what they say about the situation. And when they call you, it'll be from a blocked or restricted number. So if you get a call like that, just make sure you answer. It's going to be the deputy, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If anything changes or you decide you just want us to come out and give us a call back, okay?
Yes. And what was your name?
My name's Rachel.
Rachel, thank you so much for your help, and I've got the phone right here on my lap.
Okay, perfect. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Publishing the one video in the folder, starting with 1924, 0 minutes to 20 minutes, 41:30 to the end.
Letter Q.
We have both of these. Is there a back door or a sliding door?
Yes.
No.
Do you go to 10-12, just let us know.
I'm looking forward to the Koberger trial. Just been transferred, didn't it, to Boise? Your jury pool?
Well, Thought that was open for a second.
Yeah, looks like it.
Locked. That tone.
And we locked the back too.
Yeah, the back's locked.
Anyway, you want to call your ex-husband? You have a phone?
It's about to dry.
There's a charger in that.
It's not in the house. It's not to say that he's not in there, just because the doors are locked.
I don't understand what you're trying to say. You think he's inside?
Yes.
Okay, well, we need a key so we can get inside, so he's inside. That's what.
And if your phone's gonna die, there's a charger in back on the back side of the porch.
Oh, yeah. The keys in the house is not coming to the door, but I do have my spare key. I can get in. If there's no other way of me getting in the house. Unfortunately, can you please bring me my spare key? Yes, please. The front door and back door. I have no way of getting in.
Where's he live on that?
I'm sorry?
You said that's your ex?
Last night, right on the street. He'll be here in like 2 minutes.
Perfect, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Is your, this your, who you think is your ex-boyfriend, is that correct?
My place.
Okay. What, the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend?
I don't know.
Somebody dating?
Yes.
Okay. Does he not have any weapons?
No. No.
He was arrested last week for that.
You guys actually want to take a picture right here? You can see that. Not personal.
Saw he was arrested before, was that also, like, one last week?
Yeah, but. That's what I told you. And again, I was sleeping.
How much did you have to drink tonight?
Only God knows.
How much did you have to drink tonight?
2 drinks, and that was what, 4 hours ago?
So what's the layout of the house? Is it both floors? Is this part here? Or is that something, so these 2 windows right here?
What kind of vehicle does he drive?
But I lost them.
See a little bit of movement on the line.
It's me about my dog. I had to find dog and a dog.
Oh, gotcha.
So I have a feeling it's probably text. Just the best one.
Does he have anywhere else to go? Or is this the only place he has?
It's his parents' house.
Where's that at?
80, 30, 15 Mile Boulevard. It's on the street next to where the street is. You know what that is?
Oh, gotcha.
Guys, can I say something now?
Sure.
If both doors are locked, he has to be in there.
Why is that? You can't lock it from the outside?
No,
Doesn't he have a key here for you though?
unless he took my spare key, which I'm pretty sure he probably did. He has to be in there. especially the back door.
Is the spare key, was the spare key in the house?
I headed outside because he wants me out all the time. So I'm gonna say that then. If those doors are locked, we have to be in there. Y'all can have to, y'all can open the door.
Alright, you're gonna stay outside till we make sure it's nobody inside.
After that, thank you so much.
Hanging out here.
I am not going in there. There's no weapons.
George?
There's no weapons.
Ask for minimum. Ask for minimum.
That's Lucas.
Reference building, sir.
I know, but
County 120,
It's not possible.
124, Charlie.
I'm just telling them.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Can we get minimum traffic for a building section? Everybody make an announcement? Yep.
You guys don't have to do that.
Yeah, we have a way to do things. Just let's do our thing, okay? Sheriff's office, you in there, come on out. Sheriff's office, you in there, come on out. I got a dog. George! Hey, buddy. Yeah, we have a ton of plants on the right side.
Just when you get that stairwell, just hook your toe right up, or don't go up, that's when you got up. George, please. If you're up there, let us know, because we're coming up anyway. Go ahead. Run, whenever you're comfortable.
Yeah. Okay. Open door right there.
I think that's a good bedroom.
Okay. Just get that way for me.
I got it.
Have someone come in and bring you going that way.
Boy! Show your hands. Come on with your hands up. George, step out with your hands up.
Put your hands behind your head.
Hey, turn around, face away from me. Turn around. Walk back to me. Walk back, walk back. Yeah. Just being the thing right now. Why don't you tell us? Interrupt you. Huh? Well, I don't think you didn't hear it. There's a reason you're sitting in the bathroom. That's what.
And once we're trying to go out, go back normal.
Hey guys, can I?
Before you go, we're not doing anything right now. Sorry, we're not taking out a room. I'm gonna sit you down on the bed right here.
Okay.
All right. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What happened today? Got a light in here?
Yeah.
You just gotta pull the thing?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't even know what the heck happened.
There's a reason you're hiding in the bathroom, so don't act like we're not up here for no reason.
No, I know that.
Okay, so
I'm
what happened?
hiding in the bathroom because we had a discussion and as usual, and I am in the room.
Okay. Why?
I am
What happened?
with, what is it called? It's called,
No contact for it.
no. But we,
How long have you been here? How many days since you got released? When did you get released? Because you were arrested last week, right?
Yeah.
All right, when did you get out?
let's say, 3 days ago or something like
It was
that.
on the weekend?
She was using the
Wednesday,
system
or was it
against
Monday? Or was it this weekend or was it Monday?
The weekend.
Okay. After that, did you guys talk and come back here and this weekend? And everything was fine between you two? So tonight, what happened tonight?
I don't know what happened tonight.
George? So your couch stand in front of you, you're hiding in the bathroom.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. That's not for no reason. Right?
Wifey is nuts, and she always freaking starts stuff, and she.
So that's what I'm asking, I'm telling you what happened.
She puts it on me
Okay. She puts it on you.
all the time.
Well, none of that gives me any insight as to what happened tonight.
Nothing.
You both are very vague. She's very vague, you're very vague. Any more than vague.
What is she being big about?
I can't discuss what she's discussing until you discuss to me, right?
We just want to hear your side of things, but it's
Everybody wants to hear my side all the time.
George, I generally do, okay? Because this isn't the first incident between you two.
No, I know
She's
that.
been arrested as well, hasn't she?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what happened. You all drinking?
Yes.
Both of you?
Yes.
Okay. I can smell alcohol on her, so I know I already knew that, obviously. But,
We've been going through a lot. Right now, I work at Ace right here, across the street. We're going through a lot, and they're about to shut down and whatnot.
at Ace?
Yes.
Okay. Just tell her not to come back.
Can I please have some water?
just wait. You can't drink that for right now? Oh, you can't come in here for right now. Okay, you're gonna have to wait. Give us a couple minutes.
All right, you guys, I'm really sorry to do this, but you're gonna have to continue watching somewhere else. I have to get going. It's almost 5 o'clock and I have to leave at 5. So we will resume tomorrow. I doubt they'll start the day of videotape. They still have a lot more to go through. We're only about an hour and 40 minutes in. I mean, the prosecutor said there's going to be about 2 hours worth of video. I think there's way more than 2 hours. I think there's more like 3.5. But we'll resume tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp. Definitely no closing arguments in the morning, but there may be in the afternoon. If not, it'll probably be Monday morning. So tomorrow we'll continue with the videos. We'll do the charging instruction, I imagine. If there's any rebuttal by the defense, charging instruction by the court, or excuse me, I keep calling instruction, charging conference, and then charging instruction to the jury. And then closing arguments either super late Friday, and then they'll begin deliberations Monday morning, or we'll have closing arguments Monday morning, and then deliberations will begin Monday. Okay? So thank you all for joining. I hope you all learned something. I hope you all enjoyed this. What a crazy case. What a crazy, crazy case. We'll see how it continues to develop. And again, I don't think she's walking away from this. These videos, they show, you know, George not in the best of lights as well, but definitely is not doing any service to Sarah. I will say that. So anyway, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.